Britain's Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson has met his Zimbabwean counterpart Sibusiso Moyo in London. Now, the meeting is in line with the UK's commitment to support Zimbabwe's re-entry to the Commonwealth. Ministers from African states and Australia were also in attendance. Zimbabwe left the Commonwealth network. It's a network of mostly 53, mostly former colonies of the UK back in 2003 after the former president Robert Mugabe came under criticism due to hotly disputed elections and land seizures from white farmers. The UK praised President Emmerson Mnangagwa for the Southern African country's impressive progress ever since Mr. Mugabe was kicked out in a military coup. Right then, now do remember this was also the last day of the Commonwealth Heads of Government Summit. Let's get the latest on that for you. Richard Bestick joins us now live from London. So, Richard, walk us through the highlights of the closing communique, the closing day of the conference. What was agreed to at the end of the summit?
Well, that meeting between Johnson and Moyo is certainly one of the highlights there, Rama. Impressive. Moyo over here to kind of develop trade links. He's trying to sell Zimbabwe's economic future, not just to the Commonwealth, of course, but to the entire world. The big news, though, from the summit, the Commonwealth Heads of Government, is that Prince Charles is to take over from his mum as the Commonwealth head. Interesting because the role isn't necessarily hereditary and there's no particular reason why the Prince should have the job other than since the age of 5. He's been trailing around all the nations of the Commonwealth and has personally met many of the giants of the organisation. Essentially, the 53 Commonwealth leaders acceded to the wishes of the Queen, who turns 92 tomorrow, and said it was her sincere wish to be succeeded by her son at the head of the Commonwealth. So a birthday gift, if you like, for the monarch, who has been a mainstay of the Commonwealth since taking to the throne nearly 7 decades ago. Charles got the vote he got the job without a vote. It was deemed to be the consensus of the Commonwealth. We can expect the Queen now to wind down her duties and slowly hand over to the first in line to the British throne, who at 70, Rama, is probably best described as the next generation rather than the younger generation.
Indeed, the next generation indeed, Richard. So other than the Prince taking over from his mother, there was a lot of conversations on a range of issues here at this summit, but were there any significant trade or investment deals that were actually struck during this meeting?
Well, there was discussion on measures to combat the pollution of plastics in the oceans of the world, and the British government committed a substantial sum of money to that. They also, the British government also committed money to cyber security to the tune of about $20 million, and indeed there was talk of trade. But essentially, Rama, the Commonwealth is not a trading body as such, but a constituency of around 2.5 billion people, a third of the planet's population, if you like, with a shared history and mutual friendships. Certainly, though, as Britain heads towards Brexit, it will need all the friends it can get around the globe, and the Commonwealth will offer the UK a platform for just that.
Indeed. One last question for you, Richard. The Commonwealth doesn't have any common binding, at least, decision-making power, not a trade bloc, as you pointed out. And the trade flows that its members have developed despite Commonwealth membership, not because of it for the most part. Has the body asked itself at this summit if it's still relevant in any way to the over 2 billion people who live in the member states?
Yeah, that is an ongoing and live discussion, Rama. The Commonwealth evolved out of the British Empire in the mid-20th century and has continued offering a forum for education, health and issues of science and society. But yes, it has critics who say its institutions are outmoded and ineffective. And the group at times has drawn fire for an inconsistent response to human rights violations and undemocratic governments. The reality, though, Rama, is that it's still there, it's still breathing, and this year drew a remarkable number of heads of state and government in attendance. So it could be around for quite a few years yet.
Indeed. Let's see what taxpayers and citizens have to say about that. Thank you for that. That's Richard Bestick there live in London. He's been part of the team covering, of course, the Commonwealth Summit in London.